Just country bumming. That's one of the things my dad used to say, they're alive. And I guess I could say that now. And yeah, it's crazy what the crazy things you see out here when you just, you know, bumming around the countryside. That's what my dad used to say. It's not because you're homeless or beggar. It's just that, like I think it's Sunday bumming. I don't know. Um, where you just kind of like you don't have to work that day, so you just out here just you know dilly dallying around the countryside and trying to spit out what you get in, what fun things there is to do. That's kind of what my dad's favorite hobby was, just exploring and traveling and seeing what type of fun adventures there is, and just like going to cornfields and seeing old barns and stuff like this. This is one of my dad always took me out here to the countryside, just driving around and seeing what we could find. I think that's one of the reasons I like traveling in my adventures, is just like I kind of take after my dad in a little bit of a way. Trying to always find new adventures and new things to do. It's always good to stay busy and stay positive, and do what you want to do. It's your dream. A recipe that my dad taught me a long time ago. It's one of my favorite recipes. Whenever I find a local farm or a farm stand on the side of the road, my dad always make tomato sandwiches. And I know that sounds crazy, and like, why would I make a sandwich with nothing but tomatoes? But it's not just tomatoes. It's mayonnaise, salt, pepper. So let's give it a try. You soak up the tomato juice after you cut your tomato with the bread. Make sure you got all the tomato juices. So then you put both mayonnaise on both pieces of bread, and then put a little bit of salt on the tomato, and then put the tomato on the bread. I regret to announce that Kevin Dean Brown, my father, died August 27th, 2023. It's almost a month ago now, and it's been a really hard time to come with the words to say this, and I really don't know what to say. But he died, in sleep and and he taught me a lot of really great things about just being strong and adventurous, and always be a hard worker and be honest, and he had a lot of good qualities about him. Deep down in his heart, a lot of times he doesn't always say things right, but who doesn't, so, and yeah. So we are going to have a memorial service at a sister's house in Kentucky, and Robin, at some point, or here in the next month or so. If you want to contact us for if you want to come to that'd be great. My brother will be joining myself, and as well as many other members of his family. So, but I have no idea what's happening or how to even, it's just really hard because of me, so. If you want to give your support by liking and subscribing to this video, there's donations in the description to help me and my family out with the trying times. But just you here watching this video, I appreciate it. Remember in driver ed course, they said that your decision and reason making skills is the first thing is affected when you start to drink, right? And that's why alcoholism is such a hard thing, because like the minute you start drinking, all your reasoning and problem solving and understanding just kind of go out the window, right? And then you literally have no control, right? And following with addiction, where you shakes and all the other physical conditions that go on when you are drinking and getting drunk, it's really another reason that you don't have the decision. It's outside your control. Like literally, you are being controlled. That's very scary. Like addiction is a very scary thing, and I'm so, and that's one, seeing my dad like literally drinking himself to death and falling on the floor, and seeing him, and well, I couldn't pick him up, and do I just have to leave him down, otherwise he's going to hurt himself even more? Like, it's like that's what really made me never want to do drugs or drink. And my dad is really proud of that, because I never drink or did drugs because of learning from my dad's mistakes. And but he, and then I guess my family finally found him dead in the hotel room last Sunday, and now he finally passed away, and I don't know what to say or what to do. It's just a really tough situation, to see addiction because it is a disease like any other disease, and I don't really know how, there wasn't really very much for me to do or my family to do to really treat it. I don't know what, we couldn't find him, he didn't drink all the time. He worked, he took a few months, and he does hold down a job, and he worked, and everything was good. And but then he goes on his weekend bingos where he nearly drink himself to death over and over again, and finally it happened. So So it's really hard when you lose loved ones, and and it's really put emotional pain in your heart, and it's just a lot, dealing with the grief and the sorrow, trying to figure out how we go forward when there's big changes in your life, like, some people just never get over the change that happens, and it's, so like, I'm talking about my dad passing away, but it's also because of my grandma died a few months ago. I never did a memorial video about her, but Yeah, Steve died. He was a pastor of a church, and he done a lot of things. He even wrote a book about life. If I can find a link to it, I'll link it in the video. But yeah, he's actually done a lot of really great things, and I think that's why my dad, was so depressed, because he was dealing with all that, and it was just a lot to do with, and and he kind of eventually started, drinking a lot more after she died, and